On August 30th, 2013, Bryce David Laspisa, a college sophomore, vanished without a trace. More than 10 years have passed, and the case remains unsolved. Bryce's SUV was found overturned at the bottom of an embankment near Castaic Lake, California. The rear window was shattered from the inside. His phone, wallet, laptop, and most of his personal belongings were still inside the vehicle. But Bryce was gone. No one saw him leave the scene. There were no signs of a struggle. There was no body, and there was no clear explanation. Bryce was born on April 30th, 1994. He was the only child of Karen and Michael Laspisa. He grew up in Illinois in a stable and supportive household. Friends described Bryce as creative, outgoing, and funny. He had a natural ability to connect with people. Bryce studied industrial and graphic design at Sierra College. He had friends and a long-term girlfriend named Kim Sly. There was no known history of violence or mental illness. From the outside, Bryce's life showed no signs of collapse, but subtle changes had begun to appear. In late August 2013, friends noticed Bryce was drinking more than usual. He was also misusing stimulant medication to stay awake. These substances can cause anxiety, insomnia, and disordered thinking, especially when combined with prolonged sleep deprivation. Bryce became distant. He grew more irritable. His behavior no longer matched the person he had been. Bryce began giving away personal belongings, including his Xbox and a pair of diamond earrings from his mother. He abruptly broke up with Kim. He told her she would be better off without him. These actions deeply concerned those closest to him. In behavioral psychology, such signs often point to an internal crisis. However, they do not automatically indicate suicidal intent. On the night of August 27th into August 28th, Bryce stayed at his friend Sean Dixon's apartment. While Sean slept, Bryce stayed awake. He drank alcohol and paced continuously. By morning, Sean was concerned enough to call Bryce's mother. Hours later, Bryce called his mother from Kim's house in Chico. The location was nearly 90 miles from his apartment. Kim told Karen that Bryce was not acting like himself. She did not want him driving in that condition. She even held on to his car keys. But Bryce reassured his parents that he was fine. What troubled Karen most was not panic. It was the unusual calmness in her son's voice. Bryce told his mother not to book a flight. He said he had a lot to talk about. The statement came without explanation, but it haunted his parents for years. Around 11:30 p.m., Bryce left Kim's house. Everyone assumed he was driving back to his apartment, but cell tower data showed he never returned. Instead, he continued driving south, further away from anything familiar. For nearly 2 days, Bryce drove without a clear destination. He ran out of gas in Buttonwillow, California. He sat motionless in his car for hours, staring through the windshield. When asked, Bryce said he was fine. Police checked on him. No alcohol was detected. No drugs were found. His behavior appeared normal. He spoke clearly and coherently. Legally, officers had no reason to detain him. Psychologically, this moment is critical. Bryce showed no outward signs of crisis, yet his actions suggested deep internal disorientation. He failed to make clear decisions and repeatedly delayed going home. At approximately 2 a.m. on August 30th, cameras captured Bryce's vehicle exiting the freeway near Castaic Lake. It was the last confirmed sighting of him. Hours later, the SUV was found overturned down an embankment. Investigators determined the vehicle had accelerated downhill, with little or no braking. But Bryce was not at the scene. Search dogs tracked his scent to a truck stop, then to a nearby dam. There, the trail abruptly ended. No one saw Bryce walk away. No one saw him enter the water. No one saw him get into another vehicle. Investigators considered multiple theories. One suggested a temporary psychological crisis. Another proposed a head injury causing amnesia. Some believed Bryce left intentionally. Others believed it was a series of poor decisions made while mentally exhausted. But none of the theories could be proven. Bryce's parents believe he did not disappear by choice. They believe that if he is alive, he may not know who he is. or fully understand what happened. More than 10 years have passed. There are no new leads. No body has ever been found. No definitive explanation exists. Bryce Laspisa's story is not one of sudden violence. It is a slow unraveling of direction, identity, and certainty. It unfolded in plain sight, but no one recognized it in time. A normal young man, a series of subtle warning signs, and a disappearance without goodbye. Somewhere, the truth about Bryce Laspisa may still be waiting to be found.